Greetings, loyal minions, beautiful humans. Welcome to the Sci Show. We have another new Untold Tales 2 hero, Fimafeng. Yeah, that's what I'll go with. We'll quickly check out the portal. Legendary Season 3.2%. Legendary Untold Tales 2 Hero 0.4%. Legendary Featured Untold Tales 2 Hero 1%. So yeah, pretty normal stats there. In regards to the pools, Fimafeng will throw that max preview on, and we have the Barbarian, which isn't one of the best talents. It just gives a little bit of bleed damage. It can be slightly annoying, but really it's pretty much unnoticeable. Regen as the Aether talent, 420 health over 6 turns. Again, probably absorbs one or two slash attacks or a few tile hits, but well, it's better than nothing. Any health is good. Fimafeng is looking quite interesting. I think she'd make a good match for Isidore. I think they'd make beautiful children. She looks like she means business. Got the machete hanging around the waist there. Taking the hammer to a whole nother level, might I add. Let's have a quick look. That is just a feat of physics in itself. Sorry, it's actually not a hammer. It's a spear with an ice block. Yeah, okay. I take all that back now. But yeah, that's like, I mean, you'd use it as a hammer. Frozen fish hammer. Sounds good. Moving on. We have the Great Family bonus of the Arctic Core, which is charged each time the character receives damage from normal attacks or special skills. And once that is charged, it then does damage on special skill. So it activates each time the special is cast. All enemies receive Corrosive Frost for 3 turns. With a fully charged core, the Corrosive Frost deals 338 damage and lowers the target's attack by 15% each turn. Deals extra damage against heroes with minions or Mega Minion. And it's scaled based on how charged the core is. But it does charge up reasonably quickly once you're hit, and it just gives magnificent damage, especially if you compare a couple of them together. So you've got the ice and burn all happening at the same time, keeping in mind that these heroes themselves are resistant to whatever they dish out, basically. So Fimafeng is resistant to the frost damage and also gains 450 boosted health and 5% mana each time they resist. So yeah, take it against anyone who deals frost damage, and you're going to get that nice little bonus. Special skill runs at average speed, cleanses status ailments from the caster. Okay, so it is called self-preservation. So cleanses status ailments from the caster, attacks the target with Frostfall Strike, dealing up to 3,000 damage, deals 40% more damage if the target is of the fire element. So it's interesting, this is fire and it's going against the fire. The special skill never misses its target. That's handy. Stack max, all allies get plus 5% mana generation. All allies get plus 20% defense. Pretty balanced stats too, I will add. Good attack. Interesting. So just cleanses from the caster. That's interesting. Neither here nor there, really. Attacks the target with Frostfall Strike, dealing up to 3,000. I'm just not sold on these different attacks rather than a percentage damage. I know over time it probably works out the same. I just don't understand why they need to do it differently. I think it makes it more confusing. The 3,000 damage, it doesn't increase with defense down and elemental defense down, which I just feel is ridiculously unfair. Anyway, 3,000 damage to 1, 40% more if the enemy is fire. So that would almost kill certain, well, probably not all of them if they've got legendary troops. But that's going to be quite a big hit against any fire enemies. Bernadette would be a prime example of someone good to use because you're doing that huge upfront hit. Plus, you're also adding the frost damage if your core is charged. The stack max, the stack max of 10. All allies 5% mana generation. Look, mana is great. This hero is average, so your other heroes are basically generally going to be charged at the same time. And you're giving them 5% extra mana. Depending on what else you've got going on, that could be enough to push you up to the limit to get them charged in, maybe 7 tiles as opposed to 9. Generally won't. If they're average speed, I'm talking. Some of the fast heroes, that could be enough to get them to 7, if depending on their class and what sort of mana nodes, etc. It is really a bit of a rabbit warren with all the different mana levels and different heroes that can be increasing it. And the 20% defense, that's a decent stack. But keeping in mind, you're generally only going to get 2 of these if we're talking sort of wars and raiding, that type of thing, you're probably only going to get 2 of those. That's really good if you're taking it in things like the treasure quest, where you're going to have longer battles, multiple waves, and you can get those built up. But again, in something like a war, you're generally not going to cast your special more than 3 times. I know you can, don't get me wrong, in those longer battles. And that's when it's going to prove really, really useful once it starts adding up. But for the majority of the times, if you're taking, your 3-2, your 4-1, even mono, you're not going to be firing those specials very often, because the aim is to kill them as quick as you can. So whilst it's good, I wouldn't be sort of pulling this hero on getting those maxes, thinking, oh yeah, that's going to really add up. That's fantastic. So a solid sniper, very good sniper. The fact that cleanses itself is good if you've got any attack down type things on. Unfortunately, if you're silenced or anything like that, you're still not going to be able to take that off because you won't be able to cast your special. So it probably would have been nice to have some sort of passive that blocked your special, because it just means you could then, I don't know where I'm going with that. Otherwise, I just don't see the point in cleansing just yourself. I think it's a little weak overall. I say good sniper. Sniping, I feel, is becoming reasonably important again, just with so many things like the mega minions, the high health with the legendary troops. It's nice to have a hitter that's just going to be able to guarantee that you can get rid of one of the enemy instead of having them hanging on. And then the fact you are giving the frost damage to everyone else, so it's dropping their attack and also giving them damage. So yeah, pretty good. Nothing extremely OP, nothing top tier. I don't think you're going to see any crazy amounts of them on defense, especially at the top levels, especially because you just wouldn't take any fire heroes against it, so you're getting rid of the extra 40% damage in that instance. But yeah, decent hero. I think I will. I haven't done some pulls for. When I say I haven't done some pulls, I meant in a video. I did do a few pulls just before I recorded this, so I will pop those up. Hope you enjoy. If you are doing summoning yourself, I hope you get the hero you're looking for. As always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, gently press the subscribe button, give your kitty a scritch for me, and have a bloody good one.
And tempers calm, what will be left of us behind our mask of blame? How can we move forward? How can we stay sane? How can we fall in love each other. Instead we walk away. Why do we both love to hate ourselves this way? Circle